Good morning, everybody. This is Todd with the Forex Nitty Gritty Insiders daily video. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. We're at our first full week of November here, and we're going to take a look at kind of what the market did this last month and where things may be headed for this upcoming week here, and see if we can't get any insight into what's going on. Now, one thing that I want you to be aware of and really watch is the news this week. And as you probably know, if you don't, you probably should know, the presidential election is happening on Tuesday. So tomorrow we're going to see, the markets probably be a little active in what's happening as things start to come out, as the results start to come in. And so we need to make sure that we understand that is happening. We also have tonight the interest rates for Australia coming out. And so that could possibly be the first thing this week that we really have that's going to could be dramatic in its movements. So tomorrow, presidential elections, and tonight, interest rates for Australia. After that, there's going to be some settling down of what's happening over the next couple of days. As far as U.S. Things happening, we have a little bit fewer things this week than what we had last week, big things. But we do have the interest rates for the pound and for Europe on Thursday. So be prepared for that. And of course, anytime we have interest rate statements, the markets like to take a look at those and see what's happening. So let's start with the Aussie dollar here. You can see we've got the daily chart. And on the daily chart here, we've really kind of been going through this weird motion where there's not really any strong trend since, the August time period. We are kind of creating maybe a little bit of a triangle, maybe a little bit of a channel here, and look for a breakdown of that as a possibility to happen in the pattern that we're currently seeing here. Right now, we probably would say that there's some upward momentum here. We need to see if it can break through that in order to really be able, to continue to take advantage of these movements here. So, getting a little bit of an update today, but some upward momentum, but be cautious of this area right here. If this breaks below the 1.0, 325 area, that's going to be a clue to that things are settling down a little bit. The euro dollar, we are hitting a pretty important area here. And I'm going to mark this area as kind of the key. This 127.50 is as possible holding point, but we took out these lows here, and the market is really showing some weakness. So we need to keep an eye on this just to see if it can't hold some support here, at least to get another little bounce up. But it's definitely showing some bearish weakness on the euro dollar. The pound dollar, same basic formation here. We're seeing it pull back. We haven't had much real direction here. Not that we can't trade these, but you can see that we've just ran into this sideways movement here. We're at a support area, so possibly going to get a bounce back up here. If it breaks below that, look for, again, another move to the downside here. US CAD. We really are developing anyway, Move this over for a second. More of an upward channel here. Maybe getting a little bit of a bounce here. If we looked at the simple trading method, we'd look for a move above the highest high of the last 3. US Japanese yen. Zoom out on this a little bit. Very difficult movements here. We are up near some old highs here, so possibly going to experience some resistance in this point. Strong move up, so it wouldn't be unusual to see it pull back here a little bit. And last but not least, the US Swiss Franc. Blow this up just a hair more. And we can see the sideways movement here. We'll see if we get a break up above that. Could have kind of a triple bottom, head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, whatever we want to call it, on a move up from here. So that's kind of a look at what's been happening or been happening over the last month or so, and kind of gives us an insight of what might be going on in the future here. So keep an eye on this. Look for those key areas of support or resistance for opportunities to catch breaks or bounces off of, and see if you can't find some opportunities to trade the simple trading method as it begins to move in the direction that we want it to. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you soon.